Well, sorry, it's been so long since my last adventure type video. So it's a really late start. It's actually 5 p.m. now. So I've only got 2 hours left of sunlight before the sun goes down. It's actually really quite good, this tent. Well, sorry, it's been so long since my last adventure type video. I've been really busy with weddings, so I just haven't had the chance. And today I had to do an oil change on my car, so it's actually about 4:30 now in the afternoon, so a very late one. I was tempted to just fuck it off and not bother doing it, but I thought, you know what, it's been that long, I really should. So what I'm doing, I'm just back at my usual haunt. I'm over near Ogwyn, and I'm just going to do a really quick overnight camp. I just thought, you know, it'd be nice to get out anyway, and I can't be arsed running around trying to find somewhere to camp. And it's always a bit of a pain trying to find a flat spot if you go somewhere that you've never been before. And there's been absolutely tons of rain over the last few weeks, so all of the falls are in full force at the moment, and I'm hoping that the grass isn't too wet at the top. So if you've watched my previous video on the Durston X-Dome 1 Plus, you'll see that I had a little bit of an issue with it the first 2 times I tried to pitch it. The first time was an actual wild camp, and that was just up the mountain here. And the second time was when I was actually pitching it just to show Durston what the issue was. So it's a really late start. It's actually 5 p.m. now. So I've only got 2 hours left of sunlight before the sun goes down. And it is going really dark really quickly once that sun sets now. So I don't have enough time to go up Eryri. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pitch up near the tarn, just at the top here, the saddle just at the base of Eryri. And hopefully that'll give me around about an hour of light to pitch up. I'm just going to blast up there, record a tiny little bit on the way up. And then I'm going to cook myself some bangers and mash with some baked beans when I'm in the tent later. So it's an absolutely cracking time of the evening though to come here, just as the sun drops behind that mountain. It was extremely busy on the way up. I think I passed about 200 people. There was a few coaches at the bottom, so I think there must have been a couple of school trips or events or something going on simultaneously, because there were gangs of like 50-60 people. So nice to see people getting out and enjoying the mountains, and this is an absolutely lovely part of the world. So yep. So I've been really busy lately with weddings. It's peak wedding season. And in the month coming, I've got 5 more weddings, and then it all kind of calms down after that. I've got tons of editing to do, but at least I can pick and choose when I do that. And plus the weather's been really shit for the last few weeks. It's been really heavy rain. So I've just not had a chance to get out. So apologies for not doing a video for a while. I mean, winter's my favourite time of the year, so I'm definitely going to be putting loads of content up as the snow starts to fall in the next few months. So stick around for that lot. My old selfie stick broke, so I've got a different selfie stick now. It's much kind of bigger, so it's harder to hold. But what I'm doing is I've got a kind of longer reach than usual, because what I noticed when I was going up mountains with my old one, as I was going up hills, I was doing this, and it was a bit fucking weird. So hopefully this longer length is a bit better. I think I'll still kind of bob forwards a little bit as I'm going up the hills. That's just the way I walk. Really is quite heavy, all of these falls. Stuff that's usually a trickle is like a full-on waterfall now, so that's really nice to see. That's what I do love about the mountains is, I mean, I've done this walk probably 100 times. It's just dead easy, accessible, as I do say every time I come here. So, you know, I just come here whenever I'm at a bit of a loose end. But honestly, every time you come here, it's always just slightly different, a little bit of a different experience each time. Oh, well, to be honest, I'm feeling fairly low. I'm really struggling to fight the urge not to just turn around and go back to the car and just fuck it off, basically. It's just no good. I just met somebody who's also camping tonight, and he said he's going to be camping at the Linn up here, so quite likely that I'm going to have to battle someone to the death in a bit. fighting over the only one spot I know at this Lynn. So hopefully he's not gone there. And to be honest, he was a nice bloke, so I'd spare his life. I wouldn't finish him off. Right, anyway, still struggling, still can't get the thought out of my head about just turning around and going home. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack on. I'm just going to get in the tent. I'm just going to record some footage of me cooking the food and have a little chat or something like that. And just make this a very, very short video. A bit of a realistic day in the life of somebody who likes the outdoors, but also has to fucking well work. God damn it. That's made things a bit better though. Nice one, Mr. Sun. Much appreciated. So the heavy rain has left this place a little bit boggy, so I'm hoping that the spot I've got in mind is not going to be boggy. If I have to go up to Egon to do my camp, then I'll just be pitching up in the dark, and I'll just catch you when I'm inside the tent all set up. Hopefully I'll be able to pitch up over here and I'll be able to record a bit of footage of me setting up the X-Dome. So overnight tonight's going to be around about 4 to 5 degrees. Not that windy, maybe 20 miles an hour. So wind chill is going to drop it down to sub-zero. So I think this might be the last chance I get to use my summer camping kit. I'll have to start kind of moving to my winter weight quilts and things like that, and my mat. So the plan is there's like a little spot around this corner, which is far enough away from a path that I think it's acceptable. But I did come here the other day and it wasn't as flat as I remembered it being. So let's have a little look. Luckily the One Plus it's got a pretty small footprint, so hopefully we'll be okay. So this is the spot. Also rockier than I remember. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, looking at bomber. Don't know if you can see that. I shall zoom in so you can see it bombing away. Let's have a look in the next little section. Okay. Yeah, I could plop it there, couldn't I? Yeah. Move a couple of those rocks out of the way. Plop it there. That's the little chap I was chatting to before. Quite a nice bloke. So, my little camp neighbour. Right. Yeah, do you know what? I'll just fucking pitch up here, I think. I think after pitching it again, I'm of the opinion that there's a lot to like about this tent, but it is very, very faffy to set up. I'm used to things like the Trekker tents here and Hillyberg tents where, you know, you just put a few poles in and it's just up and you don't have to like kind of worry about like kind of tensioning things perfectly in order to create the right gap everywhere. So today I shall be having good old-fashioned bangers and mash. Followed by a Ogden brownie. Best brownies in the entire United Kingdom. Best believe that. Oh, brr, brr, brr. Getting cold, getting cold. And the fact that I'm at like 3/4 of the way up a mountain and I can still hear motorbikes. Like, they're just annoying little fucking wasps. 720 metres I'm up in and I can still hear that stupid little fucking raspy motorbike bastard. Oh, having fun? Are you having lots of fun, are you? Razz up and down all night, you fucking little cunt. Right, so there is going to be 2 stages to this, and I've only brought 1 burner, so I need to boil some water and I need to cook some sausages. Oh, I've really crushed them. I've crushed my sausages. I have got myself some chipolata sausages to be cooked in this pan. Some instant mashed potato with butter and herb, which needs boiling water to cook, and then I've got some baked beans. So I've only got the 1 hob because I can't be arsed like with all this multiple stuff going on. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to part cook the sausages, then boil the water, and then finish the sausages off. I think that will be the way forwards. And I've got a little knob of butter there, and some salt and pepper. Right, let's get that over there. So this is everything I need now. So a 450, if I am not mistaken, millilitres of water. Oh, 475 millilitres. Right, let's have a quick look. See if we can see the... you stupid little cuff. Right, see the little markings there. If I fill this to 500, it should be right. Let's have a quick look at that. Put that aside over here. Put a lid on it so I don't get any little insects in there. Here. Okay, let's get this party started. Oh, blast 'em. Right, where do I want this? Where do I want this? That'll do. Some of these sausages got a wee bit bent and crushed in that bag. I do like that stove. I like the fact it's got 4 little prongs on it, so it's quite stable. Yeah, so I'm glad that I decided to stay out. I was that close to just turning around before when I was going up the staircase, the Ogden staircase or Devil staircase or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I just wasn't really feeling it. I just feel like didn't have enough time really. But you know, it's like, no offense, you know, I'm really grateful for the YouTube channel and all the people who view it, but like as I've mentioned in another video, it is a double-edged sword, and like if I wasn't making a video today, I would have just come up without thinking twice about it. It's like, oh, so what if it's dark and that kind of stuff, and so what if I've gone to a place that I've been 100 times before. But because I'm making a video, I feel that my viewers deserve like better, if you know what I mean. Like, you deserve, oh, bit of a gust. You deserve, you know, something new each time I do a video, and ultimately, the idea on this channel is that I'm documenting what I do, and I do the same thing often. So, you know, I mean, it's not always a new adventure, so I don't really think that I don't really think I should stress about it, to be honest. I think do a video, don't do a video, go out, you know, and just enjoy myself. And if this video footage that I take today is crap, then I won't make a video. I'll just enjoy the camp. So I need to start addressing my little demons, I think, and stop letting them win. I'm getting a bit breezy. I'm a bit worried that this pops off and sets on fire. Wouldn't be good. But I think it is quite secure, so I don't think it's going to happen. It is a really nice area, Ogwen. You know, there's a reason why I come here quite often. It's just nice. It's not a massive hike in, and you know, there's always somewhere to camp. There's a wild camper over there, and I'm pretty sure I've just seen another wild camper pitching up just behind me. So it's not bad for a Monday. That definitely getting busier than it ever used to. It's cooked enough. I'll plop them there, and I shall get this going. Right. So what I'm going to do, get the little knob of, oh, what's going on? Get me a little spoon here. Get me a little knob of butter on the go first, I think, in the bowl, and then put the water in to melt that. And this way. Time are we on? 7:41, so it's gone dark pretty quick. So I think I'm going to get myself prepped so that I don't end up trying to do stuff in the dark. Go up to like 30% and then whack it in here. Because it appears that I've got a piece of grass on my butter. Right, and it's really frozen to the floor. Right, so that's melting the butter in there. I'll put that over there. I'll get these sausages back on the go. Okay, and then hopefully this hasn't cooled down enough. This should work. That's a lot of bloody mash. Actually, it works quite well, that. Right. Good stir. This is definitely 2 people's worth of food that I am greedily scoffing. Right then, get a bit of black pepper. And a bit of salt. Oh, that comes out quite quick. Right, I think this is nearly done. And what I'm going to do is take these sausages out and put the last little bit of water in here to get some of this kind of sausage char, whatever you want to call it, up, and then mix that with the beans. Why I keep saying beans like that, but I do. Stab that in there. Open beans. Oh dear, definitely too much water than that. It's not evaporating off very well at all. So it's now pretty much dark outside. That sun has dropped. The light has dropped so fast. That is now officially runny enough. Very strange colour, obviously because of the char. I probably should have tasted them actually before I put them on my meal, because if they taste like shit, I'll just ruin my tea. And then I'm going to tuck into this. So I'm sure you don't want to watch me eat bangers, mash and beans, so I'll get back to you once I've ate this and got everything sorted in here. I'll see you in a bit. For those who have never tried them, if you ever find yourself at Ogwen, I absolutely urge you to buy one of their brownies. They are the best brownies you can get in the entire United Kingdom, and I've tried them all. They also do like a raspberry Bakewell tart, which is absolutely delicious too. It's interesting because I've never heard motorbikes when I camp a bit further up, and actually that faces the road, so you would think that you would hear them more, but no, I've never heard them there. But it just must be the way that it just kind of echoes and funnels up here, because it's really, really loud. So this is a really good tent in some ways and a pain in the arse in others. I'm still quite undecided what I think about it. I really, really, really want to like it. And there's so much to like about it. Without a doubt, the star feature of this tent is the kind of half vestibule thing that they've got going on. I mean, I do quite like a vestibule, but the truth is, if I had a choice between more room on the inside and no vestibule, I would choose that. But this really does kind of fill both kind of needs. You know, I've got my bag and everything down there at the foot end, which would be the head end normally, because I'm the wrong way around today. And then I've got like my vestibule to cook in, and I do feel more comfortable cooking in the vestibule than I do on the inside. It's very awkward to pitch. Like, so it's reasonably simple to pitch, but it's very awkward to get right. And also, like, I'm used to just like kind of cross poles, you know, on a tent, and this has got a very elaborate kind of you know, pole system which it's not a pain in the arse to set up, but it's, you know, it's more of a pain in the arse than like kind of 2 or 3 straight poles that you just bend over. Because of the way that the vestibule is and the way that it's designed, it's harder to lay out in the first place. So that's a little bit of a faff. That takes a bit longer than it would take with a normal tent. Setting up the poles takes longer than with a normal tent. And then once you've got it all clipped together, which is reasonably quick to be fair, getting it perfect after that is a faff. And that's not something that I have to do with the Trekker tents here, or kind of many of my other tents. You know, I have to do it with the Gossamer, with the trekking pole tents a little bit, but not a huge amount, to be honest. Like, I think the amount of kind of tensioning and fiddling that you have to do with this tent is more than I've ever had before. Little chopper flying around. Pretty much getting every vehicle here. It's had the bomber, motorbikes, now a chopper. I've got the mesh inner for my tent, and I'm not too sure what the solid would be like, but I think I'd probably prefer the mesh one. This tent is going to be 3 season use anyway. I'm never going to use it in the winter, so I probably don't really ever need anything other than the mesh. I don't even need that on. So yeah, I'm sorry that I've not done a video for a while. I know I've done a couple of little bits and bobs, but they've been like kind of more filler videos than like kind of actual adventures and things like that, or full-on reviews. I've just been so busy with weddings. So if you don't know, I'm a wedding photographer, and this is peak wedding season. So essentially, it's always a busy time of the year, but it's kind of gone crazy this year because I've had to lower my prices because of the cost of living, because people aren't paying the prices that I used to charge. But my cost of living's gone up as well. So it's like I've had my income halved at the same time as kind of going through the whole cost of living along with everyone else. So basically, I've had to take on more weddings than I would normally take on. I thought I'd let you know what my kind of overall plan is. So I'm 49 years old, and I'm 50 in April next year. And I was a civil servant for 20-ish years, and I got myself a pension, so it's not much, but because of when I started just before all of the civil service kind of rights got eroded, basically, and so I got a pretty good pension in the sense that I can take it early. So the pension at the time when I started it, the pension age was 60, and that's when, so my pension's locked in for 60, but I can actually take it 10 years early. So that's the plan. It's going to absolutely smash how much my pension's worth, but I figure that I'd rather have the money now than in 10 years time. It'll be more useful for me now than it will be then. Obviously I won't be saying that in 10 years time. I'll be kicking myself. But I had pneumonia last year, and it absolutely kicked my arse, and I've never felt anything like it. And it was a real eye-opener, do you know what I mean? Made me realise I am getting bloody well old. So, you know, I don't even know if I'll be alive at 60. I hope I will be. But, you know, you just do not know what's around the corner. So I figure I'd rather have me pension early now, have the lump sum, pay off debts, and have to earn less than I have to earn now, which means I can do less weddings, which means I can get out and do more camping and stuff like that. And hopefully, if this channel takes off, you know, I can start earning like a little bit of money from that. I don't plan on taking it to the point where I'm earning loads of money, but if I could earn like kind of 50 to 100, 200 quid a month, you know, from that would be absolutely ideal. You know, between everything, I could probably get away then with only doing 1 wedding a month, you know, which would be absolutely amazing, to be honest. And what I would actually probably do is, because that would be like 1 wedding a month averaged over the year, what I'd probably end up doing is just bunching those up. So like try and get 4 in the spring and 4 in the autumn, and leave winter and summer free, so that I can kind of do long distance hiking in the summer with the kind of 2 or 3 months that I set aside, and in the winter, which is my favourite time of the year, I can kind of do myself, you know, me mountaineering and me wild camps and things in the winter. So that's the plan. But you know, life likes to kick me in the balls as much as it can, so I'm sure something will happen, like my car will blow up. Right, well, no phone signal, so there's not much I can do, and I think I've ranted and rambled as much as I need to on this episode, so I'm just going to call it a night, and I'll see you in the morning. Morning. Not a bad night last night. Not much wind. Dropped down a little bit, got a little bit cold, but it wasn't too bad. So, not bad at all. Make myself a nice coffee and I'll pack up. Probably too hot for you. It's just about the right temperature now. A goblet of coffee. Oh, hiya, son. Well, I'll finish this coffee and then I'll pack up and then I'll be on my way and I'll catch up with you then. So it was a bit of a late one this morning, so it's actually around about 10 o'clock in the morning, which is very late for wild camping. Didn't get too much sleep last night because I got quite a bit on my mind, but it wasn't too bad, you know, no wind or anything like that. So, but the tent did really, really well, so I'm really pleased about that. Good to be in, and didn't have any of the issues that I've had in my previous wild camp with it. So I'd like to thank Durston for coming directly back to me and explaining the situation. There was a bit of a misunderstanding between between me and whoever it is I was speaking to first. I think the issue is kind of still there, but it's a lot easier to address than I had thought initially. So while I thought it was a bit of a ridiculous design and a bit of a write-off almost, it's actually, you can get around it quite easy. I'll wait until I've done a camp in the wind before I kind of make my final decision on it. But there's a hell of a lot to like about that tent. So yeah, quite pleased that it did well last night. Don't know where I'm going actually. I'm just wandering. I'm kind of heading up Egarn, but I'm not going to go that way. I know this. So I'll just head back down to the car, go home and do a bit of editing, kind of catch up on things. But on the way down, I think what I'll do is I'll have a little chat about the current state of affairs when it comes to wild camping. So it is absolutely everywhere, without a doubt, the busiest it's ever been for wild camping. And it's nice to see the people that I saw last night, you know, it's a weekday and everyone was using like the proper gear. You know, you could see people using like Nemo tents and things like that. And that's not necessarily like an absolute sign that this person's going to be kind of respectful, but it means that they've spent a fair bit of money and they've done some research, so you can assume that they're taking it seriously. It's not just like a little fad. And I think that's where the issue is, because at the moment I think we're going to see a naturally kind of higher level of good wild campers, just because there's been an exceptionally large influx of dirty campers, for want of a better phrase, where you basically go by yourself, a £50 tent from Go Outdoors or Aldi or whatever, and then you go wild camping like 10 minutes away from a car. You bring all your beers and because your tent's worth fuck all, you don't even bother taking it down, you just leave it where it is along with all of the empty cans and stuff. And it's a bit of a blight really, because not only are you going out ruining the environment that you're supposed to be going out enjoying, but you're shining a very intense spotlight on the act of wild camping in general. And it's things like that that are going to make it become outlawed and maybe criminalised, because at the moment it's a civil infringement rather than a criminal infringement. It's a tricky one really, because I can tell you as much as I want to be respectful and all that kind of stuff, but the chances are, if you're watching this, you already are, you know. So it's a problem trying to get the message across to the right people. Those people they're being influenced by social media, which kind of this is, but a very different type of social media. Do you know, whereas this channel and many other channels that I'm aware of are all about kind of doing it the right way. But the social media that they're all paying attention to is going to be a pretty picture of somebody stood next to a waterfall or something like that. So they're essentially not being brought up the proper way. That's the only way to describe it. So back in the day when people got into the outdoors, there was usually a gateway person. So there was a person who introduced you to the outdoors, and that person had been doing it for ages, and that person taught you the do's and don'ts, taught you the respect. And because that's kind of lacking now, people are using social media as the gateway. There's pretty much nothing being said on those social media posts, especially Instagram, things like that, where it's just a picture or whatever. So you're basically being urged to go outdoors for these wonderful bits of scenery, which is absolutely fine, but you're not having any outdoor instilled in you, which is why we are where we are, basically. And like, I'll be honest with you, I was expecting this to be a bit of a passing fad. You know, it's a few years now since COVID, which is kind of what opened everybody's eyes to the outdoors. And there is going to be a little bit of a trickle where you get these dirty campers who realise that the outdoors is actually a very special place, and they kind of transition to being more respectful, proper outdoorers. But I think for every one that does that transition, there's going to be another 10 introduced through the magic of social media. So to be honest, that's why I'm having this chat. If you happen to have just come across my channel and you're interested in the outdoors, just do it the right way, please, because the last thing you're going to want is to do it the wrong way for the first year and then decide that you love it, spend a load of money only to have your actions for the first year cause ramifications that basically outlaw it. So as soon as you've fallen in love with it, it's gone forever. And that's the thing, you know, is if it gets tightened down and if it becomes criminalised, then it'll basically go forever. It would be very unlikely that we'll be able to undo those, you know, acts of legislation or whatever. Well, I've just got down to the bottom near Llyn Ogwen, so that's it. Not going to be the most adventurous of my videos that I've ever done, but just a quick up and down, which is exactly what happens when you're into the outdoors. You know, not every wild camp is an expedition. If you've enjoyed the video, please do consider mauling the like button just to let YouTube know that you've enjoyed it. And if you've really enjoyed it and you're not already a subscriber, please do consider subscribing. Got a nice little community going on as well, so feel free to drop a comment or two below. And I always get back to every single person. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one.